Jai Shri Krishna. Now we begin Chapter 18 of the Gita, the Yoga of Liberation through Renunciation. This chapter is the conclusion of the Gita, in which we will find its essence and final message. That is why it is also called the one-chapter Gita. Here, Lord Krishna will clearly reveal the highest principle of the Gita and also give the greatest assurance. In the first verse of this chapter, Arjuna asks a question. Krishna, please explain to me the true meaning of tyag, the renunciation of actions, and sannyas, the renunciation of desire for the fruits of actions. Tell me clearly how these two are different. What should one give up and what should one accept? And how should one decide what to embrace and what to let go? In verses 2 to 12, Lord Krishna gives the answer. First, I will tell you some opinions of scholars on this subject, and then, Arjuna, I will give you my own conclusion. Some say that giving up actions driven by desires is renunciation, while others say giving up the attachment to the fruits of all actions is true renunciation. Some learned people say all actions should be abandoned as faulty, while others say yagya, charity, and austerity must always be done as sacred. Now listen to my conclusion on this subject, dear one. Reflect well and keep it in your heart. You should never abandon yagya, charity, and austerity, for they purify everyone and should never be given up. But remove the inner attachment and greed for fruits. This is my decision, one you may declare to the whole world. Now I will explain the three kinds of renunciation. The deep essence of renunciation I will now tell you. To give up one's prescribed duties is not proper renunciation. If someone abandons them out of delusion, it is renunciation in the mode of ignorance. If one gives up duties to avoid hardship and effort, such renunciation is born of passion and leads to failure. But when one performs actions simply as duty, with the resolve to give up attachment and desire for results, this is renunciation in the mode of goodness, and it reveals the true essence of what is to be renounced. One who has no attachment to good deeds and no hatred toward bad deeds, that wise and doubt-free person enters into its true nature. Think, Arjuna, how can anyone give up all action? The true renunciate is one who gives up attachment to the fruits of action. Such a renunciate always remains free from the bondage of action, while those attached must endure the mixed results of good and bad actions. Dear devotees, in this way Lord Krishna explained that duties are to be performed, not for gain, but as duty. After this, Lord Krishna removes the illusion of false ego, the sense of being the doer. In verses 13 to 17, Lord Krishna says, There is a wide explanation of how actions take place, for in every action 5 factors are involved. The stage for action is provided by the body and the place. These two together are called the foundation. Second is the person who becomes ready to act. Third are the senses and instruments, the tools of action. Fourth are the various efforts and endeavors. Fifth is destiny and the arrangement of circumstances. All actions, good or bad, are carried out through these 5. Yet due to impure intellect, a person makes false claims of doership. This is the foolishness of its understanding, a mere sign of false ego. One who knows deeply that he is not the doer. Even while killing does not kill, nor is he bound. Dear devotees, in this way Lord Krishna explained that without attachment and ego, even the greatest action does not cause bondage. Then Lord Krishna turns to the standards that define the quality of a person's actions. In verses 18 and 19, Lord Krishna says, Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower. These 3 together inspire action, and action itself, the doer and the instruments, through these 3 all actions take place. Now I will explain the 3 divisions of knowledge, action, and the doer, and clearly show their standards of quality. In verses 20 to 22, Lord Krishna first explains the 3 divisions of knowledge. That knowledge by which one sees the same imperishable truth in all beings, that knowledge is supreme and in the mode of goodness. The knowledge in which a person sees all beings as separate, thinking of oneself as I and others as different, such knowledge divides the world into mine and not mine. This knowledge belongs to the mode of passion. And that knowledge which clings only to one body, object, or act, taking it as all in all, and lost in irrational attachment, that is knowledge in the mode of ignorance. A knowledge that leads to downfall. In verses 23 to 25, Lord Krishna explains the three divisions of action. An action in the mode of goodness is that which is free from pride of doership, which is done without attachment, hatred, or desire, the action that springs from desire and ego. In which a person applies great effort and strain, that action is in the mode of passion and becomes the cause of bondage. The action done without considering its outcome, without care to avoid harm or violence, without even judging one's own ability beforehand. Such action is in the mode of ignorance. In verses 26 to 28, Lord Krishna explains the three divisions of the doer. The doer who is free from attachment, who has no feeling of I am the doer, who possesses patience and enthusiasm, and treats success and failure as equal, such a doer is in the mode of goodness. He is known by his freedom from attachment. But one who is not free from attachment, who is driven by desire for fruits, who is violent in nature and lacking in purity, who sways between joy and sorrow, is clearly a doer in the mode of passion. And the doer who lacks carefulness, who has no sense of civility, who quarrels over small things, who fights without reason, who stubbornly clings to pointless demands, who is ungrateful in great measure, who always postpones his duties, spending years on work of months, who has made sorrow his constant habit, such a person has taken the nature of a doer in the mode of ignorance. Dear devotees, after describing the divisions of the doer and of action, Lord Krishna now turns to two guiding forces within us, intelligence and steadfastness. Intelligence is the faculty of decision and discernment, which decides what should be done and what should not be done. Steadfastness is the firmness and willpower that keeps one fixed on the path chosen by intelligence. So you may call intelligence our decision-making faculty, and steadfastness our willpower, or inner stability. In verses 29 to 35, Lord Krishna says, Now I will explain the divisions of intelligence and steadfastness and reveal to you their different states. That intelligence which clearly judges right and wrong, which shows well what should be done and what should not be done, which knows what to fear and what not to fear, and which discerns the paths of bondage and liberation, such intelligence is in the mode of goodness, for it leads the person on the right path. But the intelligence which is confused and unclear, which cannot untangle what should be done and what should not be done, which does not recognize what is truly right and what is not, and cannot recognize its proper goal, that intelligence is in the mode of passion, mistakes unrighteousness for righteousness, which accepts wrong as right and right as wrong, which always goes in the opposite direction. Such intelligence is in the mode of ignorance. The steadfastness by which one always maintains balance, by which mind, life force, and senses stay steadily fixed in one direction. Such steadfastness is in the mode of goodness, so consider it pure and worthy of honor. The steadfastness which drives a person after the fruits of desire, which keeps him clinging with attachment to duty, wealth, and pleasures, that steadfastness is in the mode of passion, never steady, always restless. The steadfastness by which one clings to sleep, fear, and anxiety, by which one remains bound in sorrow and pride, such steadfastness is in the mode of ignorance, a sign of distorted intelligence. Now after this, in verses 36 to 40, Lord Krishna beautifully describes the three kinds of happiness. Now hear from me of three kinds of happiness, understand their essence and keep them in your heart. That happiness which requires practice to attain, which in the beginning demands some effort and discipline, which at first feels like poison, but later turns into nectar, which increases clarity of mind, that happiness is in the mode of goodness and removes sorrow. The happiness which arises from contact of the senses with their objects, which seems like nectar at first but turns to poison later. Such happiness is in the mode of passion and entangles the person in pleasures. The happiness that comes from sleep, laziness, and negligence, which from beginning to end only brings sorrow, that happiness which deludes the being, is known to be in the mode of ignorance. From all beings on earth to the celestial beings in the heavens, all are bound by these modes of material nature, for the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance pervade everything, and none are free from them. Dear devotees, in this way Lord Krishna explained that all beings are under the influence of the three modes of material nature. From these modes their natural tendencies arise. And based on these natural tendencies, society has been divided into four groups. In verses 41 to 44, Lord Krishna describes these four groups. According to their qualities and nature, people naturally take to certain kinds of actions. To control the mind and senses, to hold thoughts of faith and spirituality, to practice austerity, purity, forgiveness, simplicity, knowledge, and wisdom. These are the natural duties of the Brahmins, the priests. Courage and strength, patience and skill in governance, never fleeing from the battlefield, and giving charity without hesitation. These are the natural duties of the Kshatriyas, the warriors and rulers. Farming, protecting cows, and engaging in trade, these are the duties that come naturally to the Vaishyas, the business class. And service, support, and assistance are the qualities that belong naturally to the fourth group, the service class. Dear devotees, in this way Lord Krishna explained that due to their nature and qualities, different people have different natural duties. But Lord Krishna makes it clear that no matter what one's duty may be, everyone is equally qualified to attain him. By performing one's own duty, anyone can reach God. In this matter, all are absolutely equal. In verses 45 to 48, Lord Krishna explains the path of perfection through one's own duty for everyone. Perform your natural duty with love, and by fulfilling your role, you can reach me. Now I will explain the method of this loving action by following which one attains perfection. The Supreme who created this entire universe, his presence is within every particle of it. Therefore, perform every duty as an offering of love to me, and place every flower of your actions at my feet. Through this, anyone can attain perfection. While performing their duty, they can surely reach me. Follow your own nature and perform your duty. Do not imitate others and invite needless suffering. One who follows his natural role with sincerity is freed from sin and remains safe. Every action has some defect in this world, but why lose patience because of the flaws in your duty? Never turn away from your natural duty. Under no condition should you abandon it. Dear devotees, in this way Lord Krishna explained that by lovingly offering all our actions at his feet, we can surely reach him. Now Lord Krishna describes another path to reach him, the path of meditation. In verses 49 to 55, Lord Krishna says, "One whose intelligence is freed from attachment, who has gained control over his mind and senses, and who has given up all cravings, that person embraces renunciation of the fruits of action, and in this way removes all bondage of karma." Hear now how such a person attains Brahman, the impersonal form of the Lord, the supreme goal of knowledge. With purified intelligence and detachment, he seeks solitude, eats little, and patiently controls his senses. He controls body and speech, withdrawing the mind from sense objects, gives up attachment and hatred, and absorbs himself in meditation. One who has let go of ego, power, arrogance, desire, anger, and possessions, such a peaceful being, free from possessiveness, surely attains Brahman. Being Brahman realized, serene and content, he neither grieves nor desires, and filled with equal love for all beings, such a yogi then attains my supreme devotion. Through devotion, he truly understands me as I am, and knowing me in truth, he immediately enters into me. Dear devotees, in this way Lord Krishna explained how the yogi of meditation first attains realization of Brahman, then receives supreme devotion, by which he knows Lord Krishna in truth, and finally merges his being in Lord Krishna. Now Lord Krishna reveals the third path, the path of devotion filled with surrender. In verses 56 and 57, Lord Krishna says, "The devotee who takes refuge in me with devotion, even while performing all actions, attains me." Such attainment of mine does not come from any other means, not from qualifications or from external rituals. The only cause of union with me is my grace, and my causeless mercy becomes the bridge that connects him to me. Therefore, dedicate all your actions fully to me, fix your intelligence upon me, and take a vow to live for me alone. Keep your mind constantly absorbed in me, and always maintain this bond of loving devotion with me. Dear devotees, in this way, Lord Krishna gave Arjuna a very simple path of devotion rooted in surrender. Just as a mother repeatedly warns her child of the harm he may suffer if he disobeys, in the same way, Lord Krishna now lovingly instructs Arjuna. In verses 58 to 63, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, "If you keep your mind fixed on me, you will surely overcome all obstacles. But if out of ego you do not listen, you will bring about your own downfall. Your insistence on not fighting will prove to be meaningless, for your very nature will compel you to fight. Out of delusion, you now turn away from your natural duty, yet under compulsion, you will perform the same battle you now reject. That Supreme Lord resides in the hearts of all beings. Do you not realize that it is His energy that sustains the world? By His divine power, He places all beings upon the machine of the body, and makes them wander according to their nature. So surrender yourself completely to that Supreme Being, and through His grace you will attain the highest state and supreme peace. Now I have revealed to you knowledge that is more secret than the most secret. I have explained in detail everything you asked of me. Now reflect deeply upon all this yourself, and then act in whatever way you think best." Dear devotees, when Lord Krishna said this, Arjuna felt as if the Lord was abandoning him, and anxiety seemed to appear clearly on Arjuna's face. As if Arjuna's heart cried out, "I cannot take shelter of anyone else but you. Please do not give me independence. Give me orders." When Lord Krishna saw these feelings rising in Arjuna's heart, his compassion overflowed. And then Lord Krishna began his final teaching of the Gita. What he spoke next is the highest knowledge of all. There is nothing beyond this. In verses 64 to 66, Lord Krishna says, "Because Arjuna, you are very dear to me, you are my friend and the apple of my eye. Now I will open my heart to you and reveal the simplest path to reach me. There is no way higher or greater than this, for my dear devotees, nothing else compares to it. This most confidential truth that I do not share with all, I share it with my beloved devotees only. My dear Arjuna, now leave aside everything else, focus your mind only on what I say now. Forget everything else and just do this one thing, fix your heart on me, become my devotee. Offer your obeisances to me, remember only me, offer all your actions to me. This alone is what you must do, and the rest is my responsibility. Arjuna, this itself prepares you fully for attaining me. I promise you that by doing this you will reach me. By being my devotee, you fulfill all your duties perfectly. You fear that you might commit some sin, that is why you lament. With your tender heart you dread causing harm to anyone. You worry that you may fall into unrighteousness. Your primary concern is that you may incur sin. Now I give you the supreme solution. Now I remove every worry of my dear companion. Listen carefully, now I speak to you. My final word. Above all duties, I teach you today the supreme duty. Arjuna, put aside all worries of other duties, take refuge in me alone, and fulfill this highest duty. I will free you from every sin. Why worry now when I myself have promised to save you? You need only move forward, free from grief. Everything else is my responsibility. You must come into my shelter in such a way as if you have again become an innocent child. Arjun, come as a child runs into its mother's lap. If any trouble comes, he cries only, "Mother, mother." It is his mother who resolves all his troubles. She alone is his strength, his prayer, his penance. Apart from his mother, he has no other refuge. Apart from his mother, he has never called upon anyone. He trusts that his mother will save him from every danger. Whatever he may be, she embraces him to her heart. A mother herself removes every stain of her child, for she is mother, and therefore she holds him to her heart. Dear devotees, in this way Lord Krishna revealed to Arjuna the most simple and supreme path of surrender. This was the final and highest teaching of the Lord for Arjuna. This indeed is also the very essence of the Gita. But after saying this, Lord Krishna felt that out of love, he had spoken things in his final instruction which a devotee would understand rightly, but a non-devotee might misinterpret. They might think it as permission to sin, or even find fault in God himself. Therefore, though Lord Krishna gave Arjuna the supreme final instruction, he now opens some more ways for us to reach him. It feels as if in the Gita's last proclamation, Lord Krishna will pour out all his love. That is why, in verses 67 to 72, Lord Krishna speaks to us. This most confidential secret I have revealed out of love. I created this path only for my loving devotees. Never tell it to one without devotion, nor to one who bears enmity toward me. One who cannot practice even a little austerity, cannot digest this supreme teaching of mine. Never speak it to one who does not wish to hear, but never hide it from my dear devotees. One who loves me deeply, and carries the wish that all should love me. When such a heart shares these teachings with my devotees, by that alone my devotee surely attains me. By doing this work of mine he not only attains me, but becomes one who performs my most beloved service. There will be no one dearer to me than him, neither now nor again on this earth in the future. Arjuna, this wonderful dialogue that has taken place, from it see, the essence of the supreme Dharma has arisen. Whoever reads it makes effort to understand and gradually practices it in life. I will consider that he has performed the yajna of knowledge, and that he has worshipped me with his intellect. Anyone who brings faith into his heart and drives away his fault-finding vision. And then just listen to this sacred dialogue, they will attain the auspicious higher realms. Dear devotees, in this way Lord Krishna explained the extraordinary blessings that fall upon those who read, hear, or share this dialogue with devotees. In the Gita, Arjuna asked many questions of Lord Krishna. Having spoken the entire Gita, Lord Krishna now asks Arjuna something. In verse 72, Lord Krishna asks Arjuna 2 questions. Have you heard with a concentrated mind the knowledge that I have spoken? Has the delusion born of ignorance within you been destroyed by this teaching? In verse 73, Arjuna gives a most touching reply. All the clouds of my delusion have now cleared. The clouds over my memory have now been dispelled. But this transformation did not come by my hearing. Krishna, it came only through your grace. Now I will live according to your command. As you say, so will I do. Dear devotees, in this way Arjuna answered one of Lord Krishna's questions, but not the other. This itself was the correct answer to both questions. And Arjuna did not say that he would fight. He said, whatever you say, that I will do. This aligning of his will with Lord Krishna's will is the true surrender. With this, the dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna comes to a close. Now in the last 5 verses of the Gita, Sanjaya shares his experience and a profound conclusion. In verses 74 to 78, Sanjaya says, Thus Vasudeva has showered his grace upon the great soul Arjuna. By hearing this dialogue, my mind is now filled with divine joy. The sage Vyasa showered upon me the nectar of his grace. By his divine vision, I heard this most secret yoga. When Lord Krishna, the master of yoga, spoke, sometimes he consoled Arjuna, sometimes he smiled. When I recall those scenes, sometimes I rejoice, sometimes I marvel. That wondrous universal form of Lord Krishna never leaves my sight. Each remembrance fills my heart with bliss. Now, free of doubt, I declare my decision. I will tell the outcome of this war here and now. Where Yogeshwar Krishna himself holds the reins of the chariot, and where Arjuna, the devotee, releases arrows at his command. There will be prosperity and the joy of victory. There will be progress. There will be the abode of Dharma. Dear devotees, in this way Sanjaya gives the conclusion of the Gita. If we surrender to Lord Krishna, follow his path, and perform our duty, surely we will attain victory, prosperity, and upliftment in righteousness. To become Lord Krishna's loving devotee, to remember him with affection, to bow to him, and to dedicate every action to him, surrendering fully and becoming free of burden. This alone is the highest wisdom of the Gita and the sweetest word of our beloved Lord Krishna. This is also the very essence of the entire Gita. Whatever good you found in this journey of the Gita, accept it as the grace of Lord Krishna. Whatever mistakes there are, kindly see them as my personal mistakes, and forgive me. We will meet again in another sweet discussion of our Lord. Jai Shri Krishna.